having a bit of a issue. So anyone out there that has the Aspire PUXOS kit, yeah, you're probably noticing something is a little bit different. Well, that just so happens to be this right here came off. And I, just being the person that I am, I just checked it out and looked. And for the most part, it looks like it's fairly well sealed down inside, which that's okay. But I was not about to give up and just throw this mod away and say, you know what, hey, it's no good now, because this is basically the only other one until Christmas that I have is a 21700 18650 or 20700 mod. Now, bear with me, it is a little bit cool today, and the wind is whipping, but however, right here, this shouldn't take no time at all, and simply all you're going to need is, if the compound's on both sides really well, you're just going to take your little something, that way you can kind of scrape it off. Now, prior to putting on super glue or anything like that, what I always do is 91% isopropyl alcohol. I always use 91 or higher, and it is just, that's what I do. It's really just a great way to get stuff clean, especially when fooling with products. So we're just going to make sure we clean this a little bit, clean it off, get any of the residue that's on there. It ain't no big deal, because you know what, we're going to put glue on it, and that's about it. I'm trying to keep from overshadowing and such as that nature, but however, I hope that I ain't yelling at you, but the wind be taking working. Please, if you're in the chat, let me know if this is going somewhat decent. But basically what happened there is I took my phone out of the house, come out here, and basically in 2 minutes it died. Was that 92%? Hey, iPhone, So I'll do my best to get through this rather swiftly. Now, as I was saying, right here, I take my alcohol, 90%, and I always clean this right here, and that way any of the residue of previous liquids and stuff, that you get it out of the way. Make sure that you get it fairly well clean, and that'll allow you to make a really good bond. So basically, we have 510, it came out. Now I will give it this much credit. This has hit the floor about 3 to 4 times from at least 2 foot. So it had the atomizer on there, just a little RDA, and it just, popped right off. So as far as that goes, I'm going to be relying on some of that Gorilla Glue. Yeah, this stuff's worked all kinds of stuff for me. I mean, it has worked really, really well, and especially in modding and everything, and many features of what have you. So basically all you need your alcohol to clean it up. You need that Gorilla Glue, and you're going to need you about a 6-inch C-clamp. Okay? That's what you're going to need. That's all. Nothing else to it. Major. Nothing at all. Also, if I get the chance, this little fella right here, the Gusto Mini, I'm going to throw the hack on there of how you can, I'll show you how to fill that thing up. Yep, so that's something I was doing in my spare time, which I have none of. But now, back to the point. Let's do this, get this thing done, and because it's about that time to go get the kiddos and stuff. But those of you that did stick around, I greatly appreciate it. I hate that something happened, which at this point I'm pretty much used to it. Naturally, I do get frustrated, but live streams and me, well, we've got our history. So all I'm doing, and yes, if you've got some stuff, super glue or anything like that, and it's dried up, you don't have to throw it away. Just break the crust, just as I'm doing. And I'm just going to get a little bit out, and I'm going to put it right on to the 510 area right there. I'll put just a touch of it to the side, because what I don't want to do, I do not want to be putting an excess amount here, because if it squeezes out, then it's going to go in and interfere with your threads on your RDA. So my advice, you're going to put it right on the flats, and that way you know, it ain't going to take a whole lot to hold it. As long as, you know, keep throwing it on the floor, that should go all right. And something that a lot of people may or may not be aware of with when you're working with super glue, especially like this right here, when you're doing certain products, plastic being one, you know, like ceramics and stuff like that. Come on, little buddy, get in there. Gotta get it in. Oh, I don't want to go too far. So, you will want to take one side, whichever you're gluing. If you're gluing two things together, one of them you want to lightly wet with water. Yes, water. And believe it or not, that will actually cause a reaction to happen, and it will actually hold stronger. You'll start, you know, you'll start to see, it'll start foaming at the mouth, you know, look like it's got rabies or something. And that way, you know, you're doing good. So yeah, I'm not putting globs of it on. I'm putting very, 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 very thin coat, just kind of making sure that it's all the way around, just thin coat, because it's gonna, you got to allow for expansion. So now, if you've not fooled with this before, which I would imagine most everybody has, but just in case, you know, there's somebody out there that hasn't fooled with, you know, super glue or anything like that, you just gotta be careful, be cautious, and never eat super glue. and don't huff the glue. That's about the best advice I can give you right there. So, a minute ago I already went ahead and cleaned this, and I'm going to double check again, see, scrape it off a little bit, make sure nothing whatsoever. So, what I'm going to do is, we're going to wet this end right here, a little bit of water, and I'm trying to get this right, trying to do what I can, just a little bit. Alright, because what we don't want to do is, especially where it's cold, and I know it's not really a smart thing to do, is don't want to squeeze the glue out, and the glue doesn't need to be getting, you know, don't need to be getting cold. But I'm going to take it right back inside and warm it right back up here in just a moment. So we're going to put it on there, and yeah, my little old timer, my Schrade, that's what I feel like sometimes, the way things go. So we're going to try to push this back down in here evenly. We want it to go even so that there is no issue. We want it to seat all the way. Oh, look at that. Oh, now tell me that you can tell any difference. You can't. Well, let me turn it this way. No. That's flush as it was from the factory, and it may be even better, because you know what? That Gorilla Glue, yeah, it hangs on. Absolutely. So, I'm going to make sure that's in nice and all the way down. I'm not going to put a whole lot of pressure on this, you know, and keep in mind, I am not screwing my atomizer in there. Nope, not going to do that. What I will do is I'm going to take my piece of paper and lay it like this, and what I can do is, since I've got a special C-clamp that don't have the flat piece, I can mount that baby right where 510 is, and I am going to line that up. And the reason I'm putting paper on there is so that it it don't stick. You know, that way you definitely don't want to put a clamp or something like that on, and you know, have an issue. And see, you can peel your paper back, peel her back. You can see I'm not doing a thing to it. Ain't doing a thing, not a thing. Make sure all the way around it's flush, and you're good. And you don't. I would not recommend cranking this very much at all. I mean, I went what, half a turn once it snugged up, and that's it. Now I'm going to let this sit for about 2 hours or so before I even remove this to check it. But it wouldn't hurt maybe to go 4 or 8. Good rule of thumb, certain ones, depending on the caliber and quality of the glue that you have, will determine how long you should put it on there, how long to keep it on, and so forth. Some glues may say that it'll set by a certain time, like 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever, but it will possibly take 24 to 48 before it's cured. Now, what that's telling you is that you're going to have it to where it's set, meaning nothing's going to loosen up. It's doing all it's doing there. But for your glue to completely harden and for it to be able to do the job that you want it to do, you better let it cure 24 hours or 48, whatever it says. Now, I've fooled with this enough that I know that it takes about it will actually set in about 30 minutes. It'll set because it's like 2 times faster than this is the whatever, I don't know. Yeah, the white clear stuff, but this one's 2 times the strength and everything. So that's it. Check in on that, and like I said, make sure when you read on it, if you do not know what you're doing, check the glue that you use, because some of them will eat plastics up, and that's something you don't want to have. So no more than that. Hey, we're done, and that's our nice little PUXOS the PUXOS Mod kit fix by Aspire. And okay, yeah, remember I'm on satellite action, so it's frustrating to say the least, but it's better than none. So I know that it's aggravating to watch and stuff and to try to watch it, but hey, think about it on this side. Think of how aggravating and frustrating it is. But those that did stick around and those of you that do watch this, I hope this helps somebody in some form, fat, or fashion. You know, it don't take a whole lot sometimes to fix it. Now, that right there may save you your mod, and it may have saved you from, you know, you take some of these people that don't know or don't do anything themselves, and it would have cost you $60 to ship it over to China just for them to do what I just did. You're welcome, and I thank you. So let's lay this down gently, and I'm going to go ahead and get this thing back in the heat, and that way it'll seat and set and everything is as good, and Bob's your uncle, right? So on that note, let's have a toot and scoot. I do greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, watching, and if you don't care, hit the comment, like, and subscribe, and also check out my JTH Reviews Facebook page. It's up and going, and I'm trying to get everything else worked out. So thanks again, and catch you on the next video. You're supposed to be in